Hello, my mathematicians. So today we're starting our unit on fractions. Now in the book, lesson 6.1 is 6.2, deal more with modeling the adding and subtracting of fractions, but I'm going to look a little bit about how you figure out what different models you can use in order to help you, which fraction bar you can use to help. Because even though you're using the different fraction bars, it still can be challenging if you're just using guess and check to figure out which ones to fill in, which that'll make sense when we go over that tomorrow. But we want to use helpful hints in order to help us find the best fraction bar to fill in. And the best way to do this is to find your common denominator. Now, just to review, this is the numerator, the top number is the numerator, your bottom number is the denominator, okay? So we're going to start with addition. If we have 1/2 plus 1/4, we cannot just add 1/2 and 1/4. We have to have our denominator be the same. So there's a couple ways in which we can do this. One is we can list out our multiples of both denominators and find the least common. So in this case, we would do 2 and 4. We'd go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 4, 8, 12, 16, okay? And we see that 4 is our least common denominator. It's the denominator, the multiple that they both share, okay? Or we can just multiply our denominators together. So we could do 2 times 4 equals 8. Okay. So that means that we could either have our denominators be 4 or we could have our denominators be 8. Either one is fine. So for today's purposes, we're going to just stop right there, okay? And so we would know that our denominator is 8, so we're going to use the 1/8 pieces to fill in for 1/2 and 1/4. So this is what we would choose, or 1/4. So again, this will make more sense tomorrow. I don't have the fraction bars here, so that's why we're looking at it this way, but to help us figure out which fraction bars we're using. If we were starting with the 1/2 and the 1/4, and we want to find a common one that we could use 1/4 or 1/8. Either one will work. We do the same thing with subtraction, okay? The process of using the fraction bars is a little bit different, but you find the common denominator the same way. Again, there are two different ways you can do it. One is to list out your multiples. So if we have 4 and we have 8, 4, 8, 16, 20, 8, 16, 24, 32. And here we would see that 8 is our common denominator, okay? Or we can multiply 4 times 8 equals 32. So we could have 1/8 pieces, or if they made them, we don't have them in our set, but 1/32 pieces. But we don't have this in our set. So again, this is just finding the common denominator at this point. To actually solve these, we then have to make equivalent fractions, but we're not going to get into that quite yet. But I just wanted you to be able to see what is a fast way to be able to find the correct fraction bar to use instead of going through and testing all of them. Again, that concept will make a little bit more sense tomorrow when we go over it. But you can either list out the multiples and find the common multiple, or you can multiply the two denominators together. I'm going to give you one question to answer since it's a shorter video, and then I would like you to rate your level of understanding using FIST to 5.